Then I'm going to take a drop of water, put the water on it, and then it almost immediately breaks apart. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're talking new makeup. We're talking the new makeup on my face today. We're also talking my current lip combination obsession that I am very excited for you guys to see. It's so cute and hydrating. Anyways, we have a lot of fun new products in this video, ones I've gotten a lot of comments on, and I'm excited to talk to you about them and kind of give you the breakdown. There's definitely some products that have some kind of caveats to them, and yeah, I just want to jump into the video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. Also leave a comment down below on what videos you want to see on this channel, and without further ado, let's get into this full face of new makeup. Let's jump right in. I'm really excited. So first things first, I have my brows, and I actually put my base on because I figured that would just help us speed along, but I'm going to do concealer with you. So for my under eyes, I'm going to go on with the RMS concealer. This is I'm so obsessed with this concealer, and I know so many of you are as well. It is so good. I wear the shade ON14, and it is such a good shade for my undertone because I'm a little bit like of an olive undertone. Olive neutral, I would say, is my true undertone. I'll let that sit for a minute. So while I wait, I'm gonna do the Ciele concealer in the shade 13N, right? Yes, 13N. And I'm gonna take a little bit of this and just place it. I have a couple of little hyperpigmentation spots and also breakout spots. And I'm going to just place that down. I'm not going to let that sit. And I'm going to actually just take my finger. Take my finger and I'm going to just tap on the areas that I'm trying to cover up. All right, that did a good job at concealing that little, I think it's a bug bite. It's really itchy. And then just the few hyperpigmentation marks I have around my face. Now I'm going to take this brush here. This is the Makeup by Mario, his F4 brush. This brush, I don't know what he put in it, but it's so good. And I'm going to blend out my concealer with this brush. Concealer is blended. Now we're going to move on to our new contour bronzer product. I was so excited to get my hands on this. This is from Haus Labs, and this is their, what is the full name it's their Sculpt Stick. Nope, not even close. Their Precision Sculpt Shaping Balm. And I was very excited to get my hands on this. I picked the shade Taper, and I will say I had a hard time picking a shade, but I always have a hard time in general with contour shades, finding one that would make sense for my complexion since I'm olive neutral kind of. So yeah, but this is the shade I picked. They had a lot of beautiful shades, and it looks like everything kind of, they give you a lot of good options in terms of 4 different undertones, if that makes sense, because not all super cool tone stuff will work for everyone. Sometimes you need a little bit of warmth in there depending on your skin tone. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to apply it directly to my face on one side and then apply it to the back of my hand on the other side, just so you can see both ways that I have used this and applied it. So on this side, we're going to just do that. And then I'm going to do my nose a little bit differently, but I'm also going to do here. And I don't really, yeah, you know what? Why not do a little bit here? And then I'm going to blend it out with this brush here. This, I always find blending out contour bronzers and stuff like that, a brush like this is a game changer. And we're just going to kind of stipple it in. This side is blended. What do you guys think of the shade? It did look intense, right, when you first put it down, but it actually blends out really nicely. Anyways, we're going to go on this side. I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. Just place it. I'm going to actually take that same brush and just dip in. And then I feel like every time I do this, It's already, look how pigmented that is. That's crazy. And we're just going to blend. It blends out really, really easily. You just gotta kind of keep chugging along. And so we're gonna just do a little bit like this. And it's way more pigmented when I dip in with a brush as opposed to when I put it down and then blend it out. But that's okay because it always ends up kind of blending out once I get done kind of stippling it in. And that is this side blended. You can see it's a lot more pigmented on the side that I just kind of took it from the back of my hand and used product directly on the brush as opposed to placing it down. Should I even it out? No. We're gonna just bring a little bit on my forehead just so that we have a little bit of kind of warmth to the forehead. Now we're gonna use it on the nose. I'm gonna take whatever's on the back of my hand, which is still so much product. A very little bit of that product goes a long way. I mean, you saw when I first applied it to this side, I know that you were like, oh no. The first time I used it, I was also like, oh no. But then it blends out itself out. I'm going to take this nose contour brush from Patrick Ta. I'm going to just dip in lightly. I feel like making a mistake. And I'm going to very lightly pull it. Do you see how, please, pull it down. But it blends out really easily. So don't completely freak out, but just I'm warning. I've warned you. You've been warned. Just place it down like that. And then I'm going to blend it out with the other side. This brush is so genius because it just makes nose contour or placing product on your nose really, really easy because you have everything kind of in one brush and you don't have to go searching for another brush. Everything is blended. I evened out the eyes because I just realized as I was blending that I actually didn't do the second eye. So everything's kind of evened out on here. Now let me know what you think of the shade, of the contour, and all of that. I really like this contour stick. It's great. I don't really contour my face very often, if at all, because I feel like on me, contour looks so good on so many people. And on me, I feel like it just ages me, but also looks a little crazy. Like it sharpens my face too much or something. It's too intense. But on other people it looks amazing. I tend to do more of a bronzer contour type product in general, and this is really great for that. Again, I got the shade Taper, which they say is one that is for all undertones, which is interesting just because I feel like how I would love to know if someone has a very warm undertone or or more on the cool side undertone as opposed to me, which is more of an olive neutral. If this shade, if you've gotten the shade, if it worked for you, because I find that really interesting. But overall, I really like this product. It blends out really nicely. It's really easy to apply. And it just blends like a dream. I do find that even though this is more of a matte product, on me, I feel like it looks more natural, more of a natural matte, natural to soft matte, I would say. I wouldn't say that it feels like, at least on my complexion or at least on my skin type, which is on my cheeks can kind of sometimes be dry depending on my eczema, but in my T-zone is oily. My cheeks tend to be normal to eczema dry, and acne marks sometimes can be dry as well. But I find that it looks more of a natural finish, soft matte finish, if that makes sense. But I don't feel like it clings to stuff on my face. When I do have some drier marks, it might by the end of the day cling ever so slightly, but not to the point where it bothers me or looks super dry and cakey, if that makes sense. This is nice. I really like how this blends out. I would love to know if you've tried this. What do you think? Anyways, now we're going to move on to blush. And we have the new Ciele blush, their powder blush. And I got a lot of questions about this. I got the shade Shy, and I was really unsure about what shade to pick. And I just went for it with this one. What I want to do is I do kind of want to do a layering look with this product. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do the Sochi blush in the shade Speakeasy, which you all know if you've watched this channel recently is just everything. I'm going to dip in with this brush here. I just clean my brushes and that's like the best. I'm going to dip right in and then we're just going to lightly build. I'm not going to apply too much of this blush because I really want the Ciele brush to kind of be the focus, but I like to have a little bit of something down. Okay, done with that. Now we're going to move on to this blush from Ciele. Again, this is their new powder blush, and this is in the shade Shy. What is the full name? It's their Flush Protect SPF 45. I love that all their stuff has SPF in it. It just makes me so happy. And I'm going to go in. I have two blush, like powder blush brushes that I think I'm going to use just to kind of show off how it applies with different brushes. We're going to use this one first. This one is from the Makeup by L'Oreal Morphe collab, and this is their A22. Yeah, A22. I had makeup on it. I'm going to dip in. Now this shade on me, it looks like it's light in the pan, and even when I swatch it on the back of my hand, it does look like it's going to be on the lighter side, but it can kind of build up. So I'm going to just lightly apply this. So I dipped in and then took some off on the back of my hand because I always tend to over apply blush. This shade for me, I would say is more of a, gotta blend that out. This shade for me, I would say is more of a spring shade. It's definitely not a shade that I'm gonna grab a lot in fall. However, it's very pretty. Sometimes it kind of depends. Like this is a good shade if I want to go super heavy, let's say on my eyes with like a smoky eye or something like that. I'm going to dip in with this brush here, which is a duo fiber brush. I'm just going to dip in so you can see how much I have on the brush. And then, oh, I feel like I have a lot on there. And then I'm just going to lightly, I always over apply blush. Do you feel like you over apply blush a lot? Because I definitely feel like I do. I'm going to just go and tap around the edges so that everything kind of melts into the skin and we don't have such harsh lines. Blush is on. What do you guys think? So I actually really like the finish of this. It has a nice kind of little bit of like a radiance to it. It isn't quite to the level of, let's say, the Say Beauty, their powder blush, or the not Westman Atelier, that one's matte. The Bare Minerals, their bronzer that also has kind of a sheen to it. This is not quite as much sheen as those ones have, but it does have a nice sheen that kind of gives life to the cheeks and kind of gives kind of a dewy, not dewy, but like youthful kind of glow to the cheeks, which is really nice. What I will say is I think that if you like blush that packs a punch, no, because it is a very light kind of wash of color. I think if you like a nice natural application of blush and you want just a nice wash of color, then this might work for you. I do know that the other shades, because I have tried on my hand some of the other shades, not all of them, and they do have a lighter wash of color. Now I didn't try the more berry tone that they have, so that one might pack more of a punch, but they do have more of a wash of color. And I do know other people have also said they feel as though the color payoff is not quite there for people that want more of a punchy blush. However, I really enjoy it. I like this on more of a no makeup kind of day, when I want just a little bit of something. It's really, really nice. And I also really enjoy wearing it on top of other kind of blushes, which is why I wanted to show you it kind of on top of other blushes, because that's kind of the main way that I wear this one, whereas other powder blushes I will wear on their own. This one I don't like to wear on its own. I want to show you the shade just on the back of my hand so you can see. So I'm gonna, okay, here we go. Just so you can see. So that is the shade here. And as you can see, it really is kind of a mild shade. It isn't very, very intense. And because even just with the swatch, you can see it's kind of a light application of color. Let me do it on the palm of my hand, since the palm of my hand is lighter in tone, just so you can see. it is, even with that, is kind of light. And then when you blend it out, I'm going to just show you. And doesn't really stick around too much, if that makes sense. It's still there. I mean, you can still see, and it's very pretty. But it's not super punchy and pigmented, if that makes sense. Overall, I do actually really enjoy this. But again, this isn't going to be for everyone. I feel like it will be too light in pigmentation. This is one I would definitely recommend swatching and trying in person, because I think some of the shades, at least the terracotta one I swatched, and there were a few shades that I thought would be kind of more punchy and pigmented, but they also kind of blended out really into a very light wash of color. So this is one definitely try in person. It is nice. It's a great no makeup one, or if you want to set your blush with something but you don't want it super pigmented, this is really nice for that. Next up, we have a highlighter from RMS. This is their cream highlighter, and this is in the shade Champagne Rose, I believe. Yeah, Champagne Rose. It's such a beautiful shade, and I was very excited to try this out. Look how pretty. And I really was on the hunt. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. I was on the hunt for a highlighter that packed a punch enough but looked very skin-like, because that's just, I wanted something that would look at that. I wanted something that looked very natural but also gave me a little something and lasted. And this does last on me, which is really nice. And look at that. Should we do some on the nose? Yeah. Down the center and then tip of the nose. And it's just so pretty. I'm going to use a little bit of this as an inner corner highlight after we go on with our new eye product, which I'm so excited about. Now we're going to move on to our new eyeshadow, which is the Tower 28 Their eyeshadow stick. And I was really excited to try this. So this is their, what is it, the full name? Their shimmer stick. Their Cocoa Cooling Shimmer Stick. And I got the shade Whiskey. I was so excited to get my hands on this. And I was not disappointed, because it said it was cooling and kind of like that jelly feeling, which I was intrigued by. So this is the shade that I got. This is just like everything I want and more. It's so beautiful. Now, what I will say is it definitely has a cooling kind of jelly feel to it. So when I first tried it, I was like, cool. This is going to wipe off my eye immediately. It sets down. It sets down. Now, there are some caveats for how it kind of wears, and we're going to talk about that after I apply it to my eye. But the coolingness and just the dry down are really nice. So I'm going to take a little bit on just directly on my eyelid and just kind of get it all over and blend with my finger. And it does dry down, so work with it, not super fast, but work with it relatively quickly, because if not, it does dry down. And then it's not that you can't work with it, but it is nicer to work with when you kind of have enough time. Look how pretty. It's a nice shimmer without being very intense. So it does have shimmer particles that are on, not the big side, but they do have like some shimmer particles are a little bit bigger than others, so it gives like a really nice reflection. And we're going to do this side as well, and then we're going to blend with a brush. So pretty. Can you see? I hope the shimmer is picking up. It's very pretty. And now what I want to do is I'm going to take a brush and we're going to dip into this eyeshadow from Mob Beauty. Okay. Every single time I broke this, because of course I did, and the thing is always stuck in. There we go. So I'm going to dip into this shade here. This is the shade M18. Yeah, M18. I'm going to dip into this and just like go around the edge, if that makes sense, of where I put the eyeshadow, just so it's nice and blended. Then I'm also going to take that same shade just on my lower lash line before I go on with the Tower 28 eyeshadow. Now I'm going to take this eyeshadow stick and pull it on my lower lash line. I'm just going to apply it directly from the bullet. It's so cooling. I love it. I love a cooling feeling eye product. It's just the best. Just gonna, again, I'm gonna mainly take like the tip area of this. The tip part of the eyeshadow stick. And apply it that way. All right, eyes are blended. Now let's talk about the eyeshadow stick. So this definitely has a cooling effect. It has kind of that jelly texture, but then it does dry down. So I just want you to see it dries down, and it dries down relatively quickly. The one thing I'm going to say, this, if you have really, really watery eyes or really, really wet eyelids, even wet eyelids, but just, I don't know, that get really oily, I don't think this product is going to be for you, because I'm going to show you something. Okay, back of my hand, you see it doesn't really move. Then I'm going to take a drop of water, put the water on it, and then it almost immediately breaks apart, if that makes sense. Do you see how quickly that kind of breaks apart? It's not a bad thing, because most products that have a dry down similar to that will kind of move if you get them wet, but I did notice that it's very easy to remove, which can be a good thing for some people and not a good thing for other people. I find that a dog hair floating on my face drives me crazy. Anyways, I do find that it's gone now. And normally when stuff has kind of a dry down that kind of, when you touch it, it doesn't move, then you kind of need an oil cleanser or something to remove it. Whereas with this, you don't. This removes almost immediately. And normally stuff with shimmer, I need to go in with a micellar water or something. This removes with water pretty much right away. I mean, as you can see, which again isn't a bad thing. I think for people who have really sensitive eyes, or you really struggle removing eye product and you just want something that removes really easy, but you want something with shimmer that's kind of dries down, this will be a really good product for you. If you have really weepy eyes, what I will say is I don't think inner corner highlight with this, just no. Or if you have a lot of weepiness that kind of goes on your lower lash line, if that makes sense, then also no, because it will run, or not even run, it's gonna go away basically on your lid if you have oily eyelids. I have oily lids, and I have found that this does stay put, but by the end of the day, it is kind of more faded than other eyeshadows that I wear. So it's a good product, but it's not going to be for everyone, because of the fact that it removes so easily with water, but it does dry down and hold strong. So if you kind of don't have any issues with super oily lids or really weepy eyes, this is a really nice product, and it does last really nicely. The sheen is great. I don't find that I get any creasing, and I have very creasy eyelids. Like I feel like anytime I put shimmer on, I feel like I crease and then I have to tap it out and then I'm good. But this doesn't have that. I do really enjoy the shade. I do like wearing it on my lower lash line. I avoid going like past here on my lower lash line with it, because again, I do have weepy eyes, but overall I really enjoy it. Now what I want to do is I want to go on with mascara and my favorite lip combo right now that I have been really loving, and I want to show you guys, and then we can kind of do final thoughts on all the products. So I'm going to put mascara on and be right back. My eyes are done. I did a little bit of the RMS Beauty highlighter in my inner corner just for a little pop of brightness. Now we're going to move on to the lips. We have no new lip products, but I really like this lip combination, so I want to show you. So first, lip liner here. This is the Tower 28 lip liner in the shade Paint My Number, I believe. If I don't get my glasses, Paint My Number, yes. And I'm going to do a little bit of this. I feel like it's a really good match with these two products, so I sometimes will wear them together, which is what I'm going to do today just because we're filming, but a lot of the time I will just go on with the Edam Lip Softening Balm in the shade Basic Glaze. You guys, I've been loving the combination. It's just so good. But we're also going to use this product here. This is from Queen Lucia. This is their Hydro Balm in the shade Noble. No, did I make that up? No, I'm not. Noble Vine. And I'm going to do just one little swipe. I love this product. It is so comfortable, but of all the products, the Edam Lip Softening Balm is just everything. And look how pretty, look how pretty, look how pretty that shade is. I'm gonna throw up. It's so good. I feel like with this eye, it might not be a perfect match really, but we're going on to that. Look how pretty that lip color is. For fall, you guys, I cannot. I mean, you know how I feel about the Edam Lip Softening Balm. I have my current favorite shade, actually two. I have two shades that I love that are always in my purse. Basic Glaze, which is the one on my lips today, or Butter Mochi, which is their more clear shade. And then I also have Fig Sauce. Love. Love, love, love. Fig Sauce is a little bit more on the warm. It's a slightly warmer than this, but just I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. Everything will be linked down below if you're interested, but I am such a big fan. Now let's get into our recap really quick. Final thoughts. I really enjoy the Haus Labs, their contour stick. It's really nice. It's creamy. It's more on the matte side, so I don't think it's necessarily going to work for everyone, but I do prefer a contour that is on the matte side because then it kind of holds tight. It's more matte than the Ciele, their contour bronzer stick, and the Westman Atelier contour stick, but it isn't so matte that it kind of falls super flat on your face if you like something that's more of a natural finish. On me, I feel like it looks more like a soft matte kind of finish. Next, Ciele blush. This is a powder blush. It has a nice sheen to it. This is the shade Shy. In the contour, I have the shade Taper. Now, this is more of a light pigmented product, and I feel like the pigmentation does kind of blend away, not in a bad way, but once you're kind of applying it to your cheeks, it does blend away a little bit. And so if you're someone who likes a punchy blush or something intense, this is not going to be for you. I do enjoy this. I like this just to set blushes. Mostly. I don't really like to wear it on its own because I feel like it almost is a little too light. And I do think the shade has something to do with it, but also I think just pigmentation wise, it's a little light. But it does wear nicely throughout the day. It does wear kind of, I feel like by the end of the day, I still notice it on my cheeks. But again, it is a very light pigmentation, in my opinion. Then, highlight. I really like this highlight, this RMS highlighter. And again, I have the shade Champagne Rose. It's nice. It's their illuminator. And it just, I mean, what do you think of that highlight? You got to tell me. I think it does a beautiful job. It lasts on me really nicely, especially if I set my face with setting spray, which I do every day. Then I have no issues with it moving around. I don't feel like, at least on the products that I've laid it on top of, that it moves the product underneath, which is really nice. And it just gives such a natural, pretty highlight. And in person, it makes you just look, oh, she drank water, you know, that kind of vibe. It's great. Then for the eyes, the Tower 28 eyeshadow stick. Again, this has a cooling effect, dries down. Then if you have any weepiness or get a drop of water, if it rains, girl, it's she's going away. It breaks apart very quickly with water, as you saw. And I do feel like it's very similar with kind of oiliness. It breaks apart similar, not quite as quickly as it does with water. With water, it feels like it breaks apart really, really quickly. So when I did have some more weepy days where, you know, right now, first of all, I'm so stuffed up because my allergies are killing me right now. But with that, I have watery eyes, and because I have year-round allergies, because the universe is against me. Anyways, and with the weepiness, I did feel like it kind of broke apart. Eyeshadow that was more in the inner corner, but also kind of here and over, if that makes sense. So it's not going to be for everyone, but it is really nice, and it's nice that it kind of breaks apart really easily. So if you're wearing this with a tubing mascara and you just want a really easy remove eyeshadow or makeup day, girl, this is for you. It's a very nice product overall, and I do really like the way it looks, the way it dries down, but again, it does kind of move relatively easily with water, so just beware. Oh, and also this lip combination, I know it's not part of this video, they're not new, but I'm obsessed with this lip combination, and I was like, I need to tell everyone. This lip combination is, I'm obsessed, and I mean, you know how I feel about the Edam lip softening balms. Amazing. And yeah, that's it. That is it for my new makeup video. I would love to know down below, what have you been loving? What do you want to see reviews of? I have a bunch of new stuff that I want to kind of review, and I'm still testing out some stuff, but I would love to know down below what you've been loving. What do you want to see? And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.